Hey everybody, PM Kester here with How to Take a Break the podcast. In today's episode, I am going to give some lessons learned from my first big vending event. That's right, I'm taking it back to May for the Flex Summit. I'm sharing some of my tips. Hope to hear some of yours through the comments. But grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's have a conversation. So before we get into it, I just want to throw a reminder to like this video, make comments on this video, share and subscribe. That helps me out, especially if you're liking the content that I have going on right now. I also have a podcast and other things. I'll share all those links for you below. But for now, let's get into it. So let's talk about the Flex Summit. So the Flex Summit, this was the inaugural year, right? The first year of the Flex Summit. And Yumi, the owner of Flex and Fly, they have Flex mats, the Flex bag. If you look in a lot of my Instagram stuff and my TikTok stuff, you'll see me wearing a brown bag. I'll link that below. It's called the Flex bag. That's their best seller. This is her first year doing a health summit, a health and wellness summit. She's very much about health and wellness. She does different speaking and yoga showcases for different corporations. And so she wanted to do something that was affordable. And that's what I really love. That's what really drew me to it, that she made things so accessible for everyone. Sometimes it can feel in the health and wellness space that if you are not ready to spend the big money, the big funds, if you don't look a certain way, then you don't have, or you're not supposed to have access to this health and wellness content. And so I love that Yumi made things accessible with the Flex Summit, and it ended up being a great time. It was a great opportunity for me as one of the vendors. And with this being like my first big, and I'll talk about big, right? So I did a vending event, my first kind of like official vending event for my journals. I Am Open to Love and the 30-day intention implementation journal. I did just the I Am Open to Love journal in December for a smaller event that was in Clarkston, Georgia. It was a holiday. Look, can't find words. It was a holiday bazaar, but it was a small crowd, and so I didn't sell much, but it was an opportunity for me to grow my email list. This was a bigger opportunity to share. This is why to share and to sell and make connections. It was just a bigger platform. There was so much going on. There was corporate sponsorships, and that's why I say this is a big vending opportunity for me, because there was corporate sponsorships and all this big professionally. And so I was really in there hoping to sell out, but also just hoping to just learn. I was trying to take in as much as I could take in. And one of the things that I do, once you get to know me, I can be very introverted, but I'm really an observer. So I just got to a point where I was just like writing down things and really thinking about at different points what I was learning, what tips and things that I was learning from this vending opportunity. And so I want to share some of them with you. So number one is just basic housekeeping things, right? Snacks, water, comfy shoes. Snacks, water, comfy shoes. Basic housekeeping, and you think everyone should know stuff like that. But you may not if it's not your big thing. Why do you need snacks and water? Because depending on the layout and the setup of the event, you may not have an opportunity to leave your table. You need to be there because people are going to always be coming to purchase things, which is what you want. And so you need to make sure that you have snacks and water, especially if you're someone like me. You know, I'm a little older in age and I take different medications. You want to just kind of have some stuff for you on hand. Comfy shoes, because you may be standing a lot. There were seats and things for this, but I feel this better. Like if someone is talking to me and they're standing, I want to be standing too. So comfy shoes so that you can deal with it. And then with the walking, in this case, the event was held in the financial district, which is in Lower Manhattan. And my hotel was nearby. It was like maybe a 15-minute walk. So just the walking there, and some of the other people took trains, took a train from their hotel or from their home to get there. So just comfortable shoes so that you can kind of navigate that, and carrying all your stuff. So something that you can transport all your stuff in. So that's a good one. That's another little basic thing. I think I'm gonna drop these comments. Look, y'all, now we having technical difficulties, and my notes won't work. All right. All right, so basic housekeeping things. So remember, your basic housekeeping is your first tip. You want to bring snacks, water, comfy shoes, something easy to transport your materials in. That's number one. Number two, have a way for people to get to your website. If you don't have business cards, maybe get like a flyer. I saw one of the other vendors, she had a laminated piece of paper, just like, 8x11 printer paper type piece of paper, and it had QR codes for all the major money apps that people would try to pay with. And then there was also something else that people could scan on that same sheet of paper just to get to her website. Like maybe they were window shopping and they did not have the funds, or they wanted something other than what she had. Maybe she ran out of or something like that. They could just go to the website, which is what some people will do. Some people just want to be like, well, what else do you do? I don't know if I want the I'm Open to Love journal. But what's your website about? Because in my case, I have a podcast. So just making sure that there's, instead of just like writing out the website and just having it there, where people have to kind of like look and then try to put it in, have something, a nice contact list, framed, laminated, something on the table that people can just, boom, they can get to the money so they can pay, boom, they can scan it, and they can get to your website. So that's number two. Have your QR code, your contact stuff, have all of that in one place. That's number two. That was very important to me. Bring something to write with or to take notes with. And that might just be my personality. I feel like I'm always out here seeking inspiration in some kind of way or the other. But I take notes all the time on my phone. I also bought my journal because I knew that I was going to want to journal about this, because the event was being held on my birthday. And I was like, wow, this is significant. This is significant. Like, I feel like I'm going to get so many different lessons. And I did. So I was able to, of course, not only write down like my little things, my little notes. I'm sharing these things that I learned, these vending tips with you. But, this is also for myself. Also, the way that the conference was set up, that it was set up where we could actually listen to the speakers. So some events you'll see that maybe the vendors are in a separate room, in a hallway or something, and then people go in rooms. This was set up where the vendors could actually hear the speakers. And so I got to listen in to a lot of different sessions. One of the best quotes I wrote down was, "Your best self won't seek validation." And that was from Ty Day. He is a young man. I now follow him, of course, on social media. He teaches yoga, assisted stretching, and things like that. I will link him below. But I wrote that down, and I think I put that quote on my bathroom mirror. I put it over on my work laptop. Your best self won't seek validation. Amazing. Okay, so bring something to write with. So I think we're at like, what, 3 tips now? I think we're at 3. Yeah, I think we're at 3. So my very last tip, and this is one that I am taking into my next vendor event, which is coming up. I'll be at, so special announcement for the YouTube, Juneteenth weekend, the weekend right before the official Juneteenth federal holiday. I will be in Norcross, Georgia. So I'll try to link that also in the bottom, but I will be vending at their Juneteenth celebration in the park. Come out. But what I'm putting into play this time, and the biggest lesson that I learned, and it's going to make sense to you now, bring an extra person if you can to help you sell your stuff. When you are selling at these bigger events, one big thing that got me, and I have asthma, and I have learned a lot about pacing myself when I talk, especially if I'm doing like a lot of walking and stuff like that, because you know, different things can cause an asthma flare for me. And just having to talk so much and trying to make sure I was catching everybody. I think I actually missed some sales because I was only one person. And then times when I was hungry, I did not bring snacks. I needed food. I was worried about, like, you know, what's gonna go on with my table. I did have like some great people. I made friends with the people next door to me. And so we would kind of go back and forth, kind of helping each other sell stuff off each other's tables or whatever. But bringing someone extra to help you sell, I think is beneficial when you do big events. So I will actually be doing sharing the table with my mom for the Juneteenth event, and she actually has some journals out as well. So we're gonna actually kind of help each other, and we're gonna share a table and just kind of play off each other and be support for each other. And I think that is something to keep in mind. If you do a bigger event, it's good to have an extra person. But those are my tips. I was trying to keep it short and not keep you long. If you have vended at big events, what's a lesson that you have learned? One lesson that you learned that you think that people should know before vending and selling things at these big events? As always, please subscribe. If there's a video or even a YouTube short that you like, share it so that other people can get some of my messaging and hear what you're hearing and see what you're seeing. I have now moved starting in June, where instead of doing the Wednesday video, I'll be doing a video every Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. And shorts will be going out throughout the week as well. I hope that you are having a great day, and I hope that you are finding a little time to take a break. Bye.